Picture this, you're scrolling through Instagram on a Tuesday afternoon and a video stops you cold. It's a guy, maybe 28, maybe 30, standing next to a white Lamborghini in front of what looks like a Miami penthouse. He's not flexing aggressively. He's actually pretty calm about it, which somehow makes it more believable. And he says something that lands exactly right at exactly the right moment in your life. He says, "I was exactly where you were 2 years ago. Broke, stuck working a job I hated, trading hours for dollars, watching other people live the life I wanted. And then I figured out a system. A real, repeatable system that anyone can use, and now I teach it." You watch the whole video, then you watch 3 more, then you sign up for his free webinar, then you buy the course, $497, which feels like a lot. But he said it's an investment in yourself, and he's right, isn't he? Investing in yourself is always worth it. 6 months later, you have made approximately $0 from the system. But he has made from you and from 11,000 other people who watched that same video somewhere around $5.5 million. And here's the part that will genuinely make your stomach turn. His Lamborghini was rented for the shoot. The penthouse was an heirloom. And the system he taught you, he's never actually used it to make money. He makes his money by teaching it to you. My name is Lukazo, and I spend way too much time thinking about money, financial manipulation, and the very specific psychological architecture that allows an entire industry to extract billions of dollars from people who are genuinely trying to improve their lives. If you want to understand exactly how this works, not the outrage version, but the actual step-by-step mechanics, hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if it saves you from making a very expensive mistake. Quick disclaimer, nothing here is financial advice. This is purely educational. Now let's pull back the curtain on one of the most profitable con games operating completely in the open today. Here's the number that reframes everything. The online education and coaching industry is currently worth over $65 billion annually and growing. $65 billion. Courses on dropshipping, trading, real estate, social media marketing, affiliate income, print on demand, Amazon FBA. A category so large and so profitable that it has created its own gravitational field of imitation. But here's what that number hides. According to FTC disclosure data and multiple independent analyses of income disclosure statements, the legal documents that course creators are required to publish in many jurisdictions, the median student outcome for most make-money online programs is between $0 and $500 in total earnings. Not profit, earnings before expenses, the median. Meaning more than half of all students make less than $500 from programs that cost anywhere from $400 to $10,000 to join. And in 2024, the Federal Trade Commission escalated its enforcement actions against deceptive income claims in the online education space significantly. Multiple well-known educators received civil investigative demands. Several settled for millions. A handful faced outright bans on marketing income-generating programs. The FTC's own data showed that between 2022 and 2024, complaints related to business opportunity and make-money online fraud increased by over 40%. The industry is not a fringe problem. It is a systemic one. And it operates using a playbook so consistent, so reproducible, so deliberately engineered that once you see it, you will never unsee it. So let's go through it, step by step. Because understanding the exact mechanics is the only way to protect yourself from people who have spent years perfecting the art of taking your money while making you feel grateful for the opportunity. The Fake Guru Playbook has 8 distinct steps. And I want to be precise here, this is not a general complaint about online education. There are legitimate educators, legitimate programs, and real skills being taught online every day. What I'm describing is a specific operational structure used by people whose primary product is not the skill they claim to teach. Their primary product is the dream of the skill. And there is a very concrete difference between the two. Step 1 is lifestyle manufacturing. Before a single course is sold, the guru must build what I'd call a proof of concept identity. This means documenting a lifestyle that appears to be the product of the system they're about to sell. Cars, travel, laptop by the pool, watch collections. The content at this stage is strategically vague about how the money was actually made, but extremely specific about the fact that it was made. The goal is not to demonstrate competence. The goal is to establish a visual reference point for what's possible, what you could become if you just had access to the right information. Step 2 is the free value hook. Before asking for money, the guru gives away what appears to be genuinely useful content. Short videos, downloadable guides, free mini-courses. This is not generosity. This is the most expensive marketing investment they make, and it has a specific function. It triggers what behavioral economists call reciprocity bias. When someone gives us something of perceived value, we experience a psychological pull toward returning the favor. The free content is not the product, it's the psychological setup for the sale. Step 3 is the free webinar. This is where the operational structure becomes most visible if you know what to look for. Free webinar typically runs 60 to 90 minutes. The first 40 minutes deliver real, legitimate information, enough to be genuinely useful and establish credibility. Then comes the pivot. A version of everything I've just shown you is only possible if you have the complete system, which I've packaged into a program, normally priced at $2,000. But for everyone on this webinar tonight only, I'm offering it at $497. For the next 15 minutes, the scarcity is artificial. The discount is calculated. The deadline is a psychological weapon. Step 4 is the upsell ladder. The course at $497 is rarely the final transaction. Inside the course, there are references to advanced modules, coaching calls, masterminds, or live events, each priced significantly higher. Typical ladder runs from a $400 entry product to a $1,000 intermediate product to a $10,000 premium program. Each level is designed to be justified by the previous purchase. You already invested $500, walking away now means that investment was wasted. So you go to the next level to protect the first one. Step 5 is social proof engineering. Testimonials in this space are rarely representative. They are cherry-picked from the small percentage of students who did generate results, often because those students had pre-existing skills, networks, or capital that the course had nothing to do with. But the testimonials are used as if they represent the typical outcome, which the income disclosure statement quietly buried 3 pages into the terms of service explicitly contradicts. Step 6 is the income disclosure statement itself. This is the document that reveals everything. Many course creators are required by law to publish average student outcomes, and when you read these documents, really read them, they routinely show that the vast majority of students earn nothing or earn significantly less than the cost of the program. These statements are legally mandated, they are publicly available, and almost no one reads them. Here's what most people completely miss, and this is the part that I think is more important than the mechanics themselves. The question isn't why are these programs ineffective? The question is, why do intelligent people keep buying them, keep defending them, and sometimes go back for more expensive versions after the first one didn't work? The answer requires understanding something called identity-based purchasing. When you buy a course on how to build a 6-figure online business, you are not primarily buying information. You are buying a version of yourself. The purchase is an act of self-definition. You are becoming the type of person who invests in themselves, who takes their financial future seriously, who doesn't just accept the paycheck-to-paycheck reality that everyone around them accepts. That identity purchase is real and it is valuable. The problem is it has nothing to do with whether the course works. This is why the marketing for these programs is almost never about the content of the course. It's about the person you will become, the freedom you will experience, the family you will be able to provide for, the mornings you will wake up not dreading work. These are real desires being attached to a product that frequently cannot deliver them. But the emotional resonance of the desire is so strong that it overrides the rational evaluation of the product. There's also something called the sunk cost escalation trap, and it's one of the most powerful psychological forces in this industry. Once you've spent $500 on a course and it hasn't worked, your brain does not naturally conclude that the course was ineffective. It concludes that you didn't try hard enough, or that you need more the advanced coaching, the mastermind, the live event. The investment becomes evidence that you must be close to the breakthrough, and the guru's entire upsell structure is designed around this exact mechanism. The next level is always just within reach. The promise is always just around the corner. Research from consumer psychology consistently shows that people who make aspirational purchases, buying products tied to an identity they want to inhabit, are significantly more likely to defend those products even after they fail to deliver. Admitting the course didn't work means admitting the identity purchase didn't work, and that's a much more painful conclusion than simply buying the next level. Let me give you the data that makes this concrete. In 2024, the FTC took action against a well-known business coaching enterprise that had generated over $200 million in revenue over a 5-year period. The program marketed itself as a system for building a 7-figure online business. The income disclosure statement, which the company published but did not prominently feature, showed that the median annual income of students who completed the program and attempted to implement it was under $800. The FTC's complaint alleged that the income claims made in marketing materials bore no relationship to the documented outcomes of actual students. The case settled for a significant financial penalty and included restrictions on how the program could market income claims going forward. Separately, a coalition of state attorneys general opened investigations in 2024 into multiple real estate education programs, a category where the Guru Playbook is particularly well developed, after a pattern of complaints showed that students were paying between $15,000 and $50,000 for coaching packages that consisted primarily of content freely available through public county records and standard real estate licensing materials. The pattern across all of these cases is identical: a compelling personal narrative, a lifestyle that appears to validate the system, a funnel that moves from free to progressively more expensive, income disclosure statements that contradict the marketing, and a student base where a small number of outliers generate the testimonials used to sell to the next cohort. Here's the one statistic I want you to carry out of this video. In a study analyzing income disclosure statements from 47 online business education programs, researchers found that in 43 of the 47 programs, The average annual revenue of the course creator from the course itself exceeded the average annual earnings of all students in the program combined. In other words, the person teaching you how to make money was making more from teaching you than all of you were making from doing what they taught. That is not a coincidence, that is the business model. So what do you actually do with this? First, find the income disclosure statement before you spend $1. Every legitimate program in a regulated market is required to publish one. Search the program name plus income disclosure statement or earnings disclaimer. Read the median outcome, not the top earner story, not the testimonials, not the case studies featured on the sales page. The median. That number tells you what the typical student actually experiences. Second, ask where the guru's money actually comes from. This is a searchable question. If someone claims their system built a 7-figure e-commerce business, their revenue figures from that business should be verifiable. If the majority of their documented income comes from selling courses about the business rather than from the business itself, that tells you something precise and important about the credibility of what they're selling. Third, apply a 48-hour rule to any purchase with a countdown timer. Artificial scarcity is the most reliable signal that a sales process is engineered around your emotional state rather than your rational evaluation. Any legitimate program will still be available in 48 hours. If it won't be, that deadline is doing a specific psychological job, and understanding that job should change how you respond to it. But here's where most people mess this up after they hear everything I've just laid out, and I see this constantly. They share this video with someone they know who is currently enrolled in one of these programs, and that person gets defensive. Not slightly uncomfortable, genuinely, almost aggressively defensive. They talk about how they've already seen results, how the community is incredible, how the mindset shifts alone were worth the price, how the person sharing this video just doesn't understand because they haven't tried it. And I want to be clear, that response is not stupidity. That response is the sunk cost escalation trap operating exactly as designed. The more someone has invested financially, emotionally, identity-wise, the harder it is for them to receive information that threatens the validity of that investment. If you are currently inside one of these programs and this video is making you uncomfortable, I am not asking you to feel stupid. I'm asking you to find the income disclosure statement and read the median outcome. Just that one thing, because the document exists for exactly this reason. $65 billion a year, flowing from people who genuinely want to change their financial lives, into the bank accounts of people who have figured out that selling the dream of financial change is far more profitable than achieving it themselves. The fake guru doesn't succeed because their victims are naive. They succeed because they understand something genuinely sophisticated about how humans make decisions under conditions of aspiration and scarcity. They understand that the desire to become a better version of yourself is one of the most powerful forces in human psychology, and they have built an entire industry around redirecting that desire into a purchase that primarily benefits them. The people who protect themselves from this are not the ones who never feel inspired by a story of transformation. They are the type of people who read the income disclosure statement before they open their wallet, who ask where the money actually comes from before they trust the lifestyle, who understand that a countdown timer is not a reason to act, it's a reason to pause. That habit takes 30 seconds, and it is worth more than any course anyone has ever tried to sell you about building wealth. If this gave you a new lens for evaluating the financial content you consume, hit the like button and subscribe. We break down exactly how these systems work every single week. And if you want to know the specific red flags that separate legitimate financial education from the playbook we just walked through, that's exactly what the next video covers.